Imagine a world where the shiny metal that powers your smartphone, your solar panels, and even the electric car revolution suddenly vanishes from the global market. Not because it's mined out, but because one nation decides to slam the door shut, leaving factories idle, prices skyrocketing, and economies teetering on the brink of chaos. Right now, as you watch this, China's unprecedented silver export ban, enforced just days ago on January 1st, 2026, is unleashing a cascade of rejections at its ports, blocking millions of ounces destined for the West, igniting a fierce backwardation in Shanghai that screams of an imminent shortage, and exploding physical premiums to levels that make the paper prices on your screen look like a cruel joke. If you click away now, you'll miss the hidden mechanics of this resource war that's already reshaping global power, the dark underbelly of how banks and industries are scrambling in panic. And the one critical move that could protect your future wealth from this unfolding disaster, stay with me. Because what unfolds next isn't just a market blip, it's the beginning of a seismic shift that could redefine everything from your daily tech to the value of money itself. Picture the scene at Shanghai's bustling ports on the morning of January 2nd, 2026, where massive cargo ships loaded with gleaming silver bars, meant to feed the hungry vaults of New York's COMEX exchange, are turned away like unwelcome intruders, their manifests stamped with rejection notices under the new export regime. This isn't some bureaucratic hiccup. It's the direct fallout of Beijing's calculated move to restrict silver shipments to only 44 hand-picked firms, a policy that went live at the stroke of midnight on New Year's Day, effectively choking off the world's largest silver producer from supplying the West's insatiable demand. Reports trickling out in the last 24 hours confirm that over 50 million ounces, enough to fill entire warehouses, have been halted at the docks, with U.S. orders from major banks like JPMorgan and Citigroup caught in the crossfire, forcing a desperate rerouting that may never materialize. The air is thick with tension as dockworkers, under strict government oversight, wave off these vessels, signaling not just a trade barrier but a strategic fortress around China's vast silver reserves, built to prioritize its own booming industries in solar energy and electric vehicles. As these rejections mount, the ripple effects are already hammering global markets. But to understand why this ban hit so hard, we need to peel back the layers of a supply chain that's been teetering on the edge for years, and why this precise moment feels like the pin being pulled from a grenade. For decades, China has been the silent giant in the silver world, mining and refining nearly a quarter of the global supply while exporting swing volumes that kept Western exchanges afloat during shortages. But beneath that facade lay a growing unease in Beijing about involution, a term for the cutthroat internal competition that's been eroding profits in its metal sector. Enter the export ban. Not a whim, but a meticulously planned response to protect domestic manufacturers from the volatility of international prices, ensuring that every ounce stays home to fuel the factories churning out photovoltaic cells and EV batteries at a pace that's outstripping the rest of the world. In the past 12 hours alone, whispers from insiders on platforms like X have painted a vivid picture of chaos at the ports, with one verified trader recounting how a shipment bound for Delaware was outright denied clearance, citing noncompliance with the new licensing system that demands exhaustive documentation and government approval. This isn't isolated. It's systemic, with analysts estimating that up to 70% of previous export flows could evaporate overnight, leaving a gaping hole in the global inventory that's already strained by surging industrial demand. Yet, as these ports turn into impenetrable walls, the real drama is unfolding in the trading pits of Shanghai, where a phenomenon called backwardation is flashing like a warning siren, hinting at a squeeze that's about to tighten its grip far beyond China's borders. Backwardation, it's a term that might sound technical, but in the silver market right now, it's the heartbeat of panic, where the spot price for immediate delivery soars above future contracts, inverting the normal curve and screaming that buyers are willing to pay anything to get their hands on metal today rather than risk waiting for tomorrow. As of January 3rd, 2026, the Shanghai Futures Exchange is deep in this territory, with spot silver commanding a premium of over 0.65 per ounce above the March futures, a spread that's widened dramatically in the last day as factories in Jiangsu and Shenzhen scramble to lock in supplies before the ban's full teeth bite down. This inversion isn't accidental. It's the market's way of admitting that trust in future deliveries has shattered, driven by the export restrictions that have turned China's silver into a national treasure, not to be squandered on foreign bids. Elon Musk himself sounded the alarm just days before the ban kicked in, tweeting about the potential catastrophe for manufacturers reliant on silver for critical processes. And now his warnings are manifesting in real time as Shanghai's inventories hemorrhage, 46 tons gone in a single session on January 2nd, equivalent to 1.5 million ounces vanishing into domestic consumption. But why does this backwardation matter to you, sitting in the US or UK? Because it's the precursor to a premium explosion that's already bifurcating the market into haves and have-nots, where the paper prices you see on CNBC at around $72 an ounce are a facade, while the physical metal commands premiums that could bankrupt the unprepared. Dive deeper into those premiums, and you'll uncover the raw desperation fueling this crisis. In Asia, where the industrial hunger is fiercest, physical silver is trading at eye-watering markups, with reports from Dubai showing deals at $91 per ounce and Tokyo pushing beyond $130, a staggering 80% above the COMEX spot that's hovering misleadingly low at $71.50. This explosion didn't happen in a vacuum. It's the direct consequence of the port rejections. As Western buyers, denied their usual Chinese inflows, flood local dealers with orders that outstrip available stock, forcing premiums to balloon as a form of price discovery in a supply-starved world. In the US, retail investors are feeling the sting firsthand. Major dealers like APMEX and Kitco flashing out-of-stock signs for American Silver Eagles, with back orders stretching to March and premiums hitting 25% or more, meaning you're paying $89 or $95 for an ounce that the futures market pretends is worth far less. This disconnect is widening by the hour, with ex-posts from frustrated stackers sharing screenshots of empty vaults and skyrocketing costs, underscoring how the ban's enforcement is creating a two-tiered system, one for the institutional whales who can still arbitrage scraps, and another for everyday folks left scraping the barrel. Yet, as these premiums detonate, they're not just numbers on a screen, they're harbingers of broader disruptions, from halted solar panel production in California to delayed EV rollouts in Europe, all tied back to those rejected ships bobbing aimlessly off China's coast. Consider the geopolitical undercurrents swirling beneath this export ban. A move that's less about economics and more about asserting dominance in a world where critical minerals are the new oil, and China holds the reserves that could dictate the pace of the green energy transition. Beijing's decision to limit exports echoes its playbook with rare earths back in the 2010s. But this time with silver, a metal now classified as critical by the US government, it's amplified by escalating tensions over trade tariffs and tech supremacy. In the last 24 hours, unconfirmed but persistent reports from supply chain insiders suggest that US-bound orders are being specifically targeted for rejection. Not due to paperwork errors, but as a subtle retaliation amid ongoing disputes over semiconductor exports and intellectual property. This resource war is escalating quietly, with Chinese officials framing the ban as a safeguard against involution, but Western analysts see it as a calculated strike to hobble competitors, forcing companies like Tesla and Apple to rethink their supply chains overnight. The backwardation in Shanghai isn't just a local anomaly. It's bleeding into London and New York, with early signs of curve inversion creeping into the LBMA as traders anticipate a global contagion, where the fear of no metal tomorrow overrides the cost of hoarding today. But as this tension builds, we're witnessing the first cracks in the facade of the global silver cartel, where banks, once allies, are now turning predatory, raiding each other's vaults in a bid to secure the last easy ounces before the well runs dry. Shift your gaze to Wall Street, where the COMEX exchange is reeling from this eastern blockade, its registered inventories plummeting to perilous lows of around 39 million ounces as delivery demands surge in the wake of the ban. Just yesterday, on January 2nd, the CME Group reported a staggering 1,168 delivery notices for silver, translating to nearly 5.8 million ounces demanded in a single session. A volume that's ballooned when combined with New Year's Day figures to over 17 million ounces in 48 hours, equivalent to 2% of annual global mine production vanishing before most traders even unpacked their holiday luggage. This isn't routine hedging. It's a frantic run, amplified by the port rejections that have severed the artery of Chinese supply, leaving Western banks like Deutsche Bank vomiting up millions of ounces to stronger players, such as JPMorgan and Citigroup, who stopped over 4.4 million ounces in a clear act of cannibalization. The data paints a brutal picture. Deutsche, the fragile giant of Europe, issuing the bulk, while JPMorgan fortifies its already massive hoard, signaling a pivot from price suppression to outright accumulation as they foresee a revaluation that could propel silver to $100 or beyond. Yet this bank war is just the surface tremor. Beneath it lies the industrial vortex, where China's solar giants and EV behemoths are sucking up domestic silver at a rate that depletes Shanghai's vaults by 1.5 million ounces daily, creating a global deficit of 2.5 million ounces every 24 hours against mine output that can't keep pace. Feel the weight of that deficit as it cascades into everyday realities, where the premium explosion isn't abstract. It's the reason your local dealer in London or New York is quoting $89 for a scratched-up Silver Eagle, while the screen flashes $72. A 25% surcharge that's pricing out retail investors and forcing them into generics or junk silver at even steeper markups of 40% over melt. In the past day, SD Bullion and Kitco have updated their sites with dire warnings. No stock until March, no back orders accepted. A stark admission that the mints themselves are starving for blanks, courtesy of the blocked Chinese exports that once provided the raw bars. This retail blackout is the human face of the crisis, where stackers, ordinary people hedging against inflation or fiat collapse, are locked out while institutions front-run the squeeze, loading trucks with metal that'll never hit the open market again. But here's where the narrative twists. This isn't just a supply story. It's a demand supernova, fueled by the green revolution, where silver's conductivity makes it indispensable for photovoltaics, with global solar installations projected to double by 2030, consuming hundreds of millions of ounces that China now hoards for its own Belt and Road ambitions. The backwardation in Shanghai, now spilling over with spot premiums climbing to $8 over futures, is the market's confession that the old arbitrage windows are sealed shut, trapping metal in the east and starving the west. As we delve further, the contradictions emerge like shadows lengthening at dusk. Why, if silver is so critical, did the West sleepwalk into this dependency, relying on China for swing supplies while ignoring warnings from figures like Musk? Who flagged the surge in prices weeks ago as a harbinger of manufacturing woes? The answer lies in the illusion of abundance perpetuated by paper markets, where futures contracts traded in the billions masked the physical tightness. But now, with ports rejecting 50 million ounces and backwardation inverting curves from Shanghai to London, that veil is tearing. Reports from the last 12 hours highlight a chilling escalation. Chinese ports not only rejecting U.S. orders, but prioritizing shipments to allied nations like Russia and India, reshaping alliances in a multipolar world where control of silver equates to control of the future. This geopolitical pivot is amplifying the premium explosion, with Asian buyers paying 100+ in panic bids. While U.S. industries face shutdown risks, imagine Tesla's gigafactories grinding to a halt for want of silver paste in batteries, or UK wind farms delayed amid component shortages. Yet, amid this turmoil, a darker truth simmers. The banks aren't victims. They're orchestrators, using the band's chaos to consolidate power, draining COMEX vaults at a burn rate that leaves less than 2 weeks of inventory if trends hold, pushing us toward a potential default that could echo the 1980 Hunt Brothers squeeze, but on a global scale. Build that tension in your mind as we approach the heart of this storm, the point where backwardation meets premium frenzy in a perfect confluence, signaling not just a price spike, but a systemic fracture. In Shanghai, the 681 tons left in exchange vaults are evaporating at 46 tons per day, a trajectory that dries the well in 14 days, forcing industrial users to pay whatever it takes today, hence the spot premiums ballooning and futures curving downward in defeat. This phenomenon, rare and ominous, mirrors past squeezes in palladium and rhodium that sent prices to the stratosphere. And now it's silver's turn, with the export ban acting as the catalyst that turns a simmer into a boil. The US and UK audiences feel this viscerally, as their economies, tethered to tech and renewables, stand to lose billions in disrupted supply chains, while investors watch paper prices lag behind physical reality, creating arbitrage opportunities for the elite, but traps for the unwary. But wait, there's a revelation lurking. This ban isn't merely defensive, it's offensive, with Beijing leveraging silver to counter US mineral designations and trade barriers, turning ports into battlegrounds where rejected orders become weapons in a cold economic war. Now, imagine the climax unfolding in real time. As January 3rd dawns, the COMEX staggers under the weight of undeliverable contracts, with deliveries hitting records and inventories critically low. While Shanghai's backwardation deepens, premiums explode to unsustainable heights. And global mines, producing only 2 million ounces daily, fail to bridge the chasm created by China's wall. This is the squeeze incarnate, where the rejected 50 million ounces at ports become the ghost haunting Western vaults, forcing a revaluation that could see silver breach $125 by mid-2026, as predicted by analysts eyeing the deficit. The banks, once suppressors, now fuel the fire, pivoting long and squeezing shorts. While retail suffers the blackout, premiums taxing the little guy as whales hoard. It's a brutal asymmetry, but herein lies the uncomfortable truth. This crisis exposes the fragility of fiat systems, where infinite dollars chase finite metal. And China's ban accelerates the great wealth transfer from west to east. In the end, as the dust settles on this explosive chapter, you're left with a profound realization. The silver export ban isn't just a policy footnote. It's a watershed moment that unmasks the vulnerabilities in our interconnected world, where one nation's gatekeeping can cascade into global upheaval. Backwardation heralding shortages, and premiums revealing the true cost of dependency. You've journeyed through the port's rejections, the market's inversions, and the industry's desperations, emerging with eyes wide open to a future where securing physical assets isn't optional, it's survival. Hold tight to that insight, for in this new era, knowledge like this isn't just power. It's the shield against the storms yet to come. And channels like this will keep guiding you through the unseen battles that shape tomorrow. Thank you for staying with me till the end. Here on The Scope, we dig past the headlines and uncover the hidden layers history tried to bury. If this documentary made you think differently, hit subscribe. Your support tells me to keep creating deeper investigations. Share this video with someone who loves powerful untold stories, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. A new, even stronger documentary is already on the way, so stay curious, and I'll see you again soon, right here on The Scope.